Hi, welcome to the 10-minute wrap-up series. In this video, we will wrap up the topic of probity in governance. Before that, let us go through previous year questions. What do you understand by probity in public life? And what are the difficulties in practicing it and suggest measures? Asked in 2014. And the same question repeated in 2019. What do you understand by probity in governance? Here they asked probity in public life. They changed the language from public life to probity in governance. And what are the measures to ensure probity? Asked in 2019. And the third question is probity is essential for an effective system of governance and socio-economic development, asked in 2023. This is exactly the same question, but they added the term of socio and economic development. How does the probity ensures effective governance and socio-economic development? And in 2022, they asked write a short note on probity in public life. And in 2024 also, there was a question on probity. That is, examine the gender-specific challenges faced by female public servants and suggest measures to increase the efficiency and high standards of probity. The role of female public servants in ensuring the high standards of probity in governance. What are the dimensions we need to cover to write an answer on probity in governance? First one is probity has a concept. That is, what is probity and what is the significance of probity and what is the role of probity in governance and what are the difficulties or challenges and what are the measures to improve the probity in governance. We will cover all these dimensions in this video. Let us start. In the introduction, you can start with as per the Jeremy Bentham, probity in governance refers to adherence to the ethical principles and integrity in the conduct of public affairs. I repeat, as per the Jeremy Bentham, probity in governance refers to adherence to ethical principles and integrity in the conduct of public affairs. And what is the significance of probity in governance and what are its elements? The first point here is it ensures transparency in decision making. The open, participative governance where decisions are made visible and understandable to the stakeholders. Example, Digital Lok Adalat of 2023-24, where the legal disputes resolved transparently through AI based platforms. Probity ensures the transparency in decision making and open and participative governance. Probity helps in avoiding the conflict of interest. This is the second point of significance. It prevents the situations where personal interest influences the public duty. It helps in solving the conflict of interest, that is public interest versus personal benefit. Example, India Civil Service Declaration 2024, several IAS officers disclosed the shareholdings after the DOPT guidelines, that is Department of Personnel and Training. And the third significance is it helps in fighting the corruption. Proactive measures to punish the corrupt practices. For example, Wrestling Federation of India Probe 2024, the allegation of financial mismanagement led to the public inquiry. It ensures or helps in fighting the corruption. And the fourth point is accountability. The obligation of the officials to answer for their actions and decisions. Accountability means officials need to be answerable for their actions and decisions. For example, PM Care Funds audit of 2023 released audit standard statements after the public demand. Public demanded the audit statements, which is released by this audit of PM Cares Fund. This ensures the accountability. And the fifth point is ethical conduct. Adherence to the principles in official duties, even in the absence of oversight. Probity in governance helps in adhering to the principles of moral principles and official duties, even in the absence of oversight. Example, Asian Games 2023, Indian shooter Swapnil Kusel returned a wrongly awarded medal and uphold the personal integrity in sportsmanship. We will revise these topics. The first point is it ensures transparency in decision making, it avoids the conflict of interest, it helps in fighting the corruption, it ensures accountability, that is answerability of the officers, and helps in upholding the ethical conduct of the officers. This is the significance of probity in governance. Now let us understand what are the challenges in ensuring the probity in governance. The first challenge is the corruption. The deep rooted systemic corruption undermines the public trust and service delivery. The corruption undermines the public trust and service delivery. Lack of transparency, non-disclosure and opaque systems prevents the informed public scrutiny. The opaque system, that is lack of transparency. For example, judicial collegium system criticized for transparency in appointment procedures of judges. The third point is political interference. Undue political influence undermines the autonomy of public servants. The political influence undermines the autonomy of civil servants. For example, civil servants pressurized to award the contracts to the politically linked or connected firm. Civil servants are pressurized to award the government contracts to the politically connected companies or firms. And next point is weak institutions. Agencies meant to ensure the probity act arbitrarily or under the influence. For example, political influence. For example, allegations of misuse of ED and CBI. And the last point is lack of citizen engagement. Weak citizens' participation reduces the social accountability. The weak citizen participation reduces the social accountability. For example, lower voter turnout in major urban areas in Lok Sabha 2024. The urban areas lack of participation in democracy. Let us summarize these points. What are the challenges? The first challenge is the corruption, and second is lack of transparency, political interference, weak institutions like ED and CBI, which are meant for ensuring the probity but acting arbitrarily or under the influence, and political interference, that is, civil servants are pressurized politically, and lack of citizen engagement reduces the social accountability. These are the challenges of probity. And now we'll see what are the measures to ensure probity in governance. I have classified the measures as legal and institutional measures, administrative measures, procedural and systemic measures, and ethical and moral reinforcement measures. The first one is legal and institutional measures. Legal measure like RTI, that is Right to Information 2005, ensures transparency by providing the information, that is right to information for the citizens. Lokpals and Lokaयुक्त Act for implementing the law of Prevention of Corruption Act, and CVC, that is Centrally Vigilance Commission, for reducing the corruption. And again, that is the Prevention of Corruption Act itself. This is a legal measure to ensure probity. What are the administrative measures? Code of conduct and code of ethics. This is directly in the syllabus. Performance audits and social audits, which ensures the accountability. And e-governance. This is a innovative tool to ensure accountability and transparency in the governance. And what are the procedural and systemic reforms? Procedural reforms includes the citizen charter, simplification of the rules and regulations, transparent procurement recruitment by avoiding the political influence. And what are the ethical and moral reinforcements? The ethical and moral reinforcements can be done through ethical training and moral education, like mid-career training for civil servants, and leadership by example by studying the moral leaders or moral reformers. And the last point is public awareness and civil society participation. Let us summarize these measures. The first point is legal and institutional measures. For example, RTI, Lokpal Act, CVC, that is Central Vigilance Commission, Prevention of Corruption Act, administrative measures like Code of Conduct and Code of Ethics, performance audits, social audits, e-governance measures, procedural and systemic include citizen charter, simplification of rules and regulations, transparent procurement and recruitment policies, and ethical and moral reinforcement include ethical training, moral education, for example, mid-career training, and leadership by example, public awareness, and civil society participation. I will give you the diagram for objectives of probity in governance. This is a summarization of probity. It ensures accountability, maintain integrity in public service, and preserves the public trust and public confidence, and to avoid misconduct and fraud and corruptions. This is the diagram you can draw in your answer. That is, objective of probities are it ensures accountability, maintain integrity, preserve the public trust and public confidence, and to avoid the misconduct of fraud and corruption. And also you can add it ensures the transparency. You can remember these basic points, you can write in every answer. That is, ensures accountability, ensures transparency, builds public trust, and helps in maintaining the integrity, and role in moral decision making. These are the common points you can write in every answer. Now let us see what you can write in the conclusion. Probity in governance is not just a legal necessity but moral imperative. It is not just a legal necessity but a moral imperative. A combination of strong institutions, transparent systems, and ethical leadership can ensure integrity and accountability in public administration. I repeat, probity in governance is not just legal necessity but a moral imperative. A combination of strong institutions, transparent systems, and ethical leadership can ensure integrity and accountability in public administration. I will come up with the next important theme. Until then, I hereby signing off, one of the undeserved mind of UPSC community. Thank you.